Now I said, I believe in the last video, I wasn't going to add any more carbon to the raised bed number 2, raised aged wood chip alternative bed. But I think I'm going to do some green material, some dead elephant ears and some dead, elephant ear tops, and some of the dead or dying pumpkin vines. So these green or half green materials, this carbon already here, should absorb some of the nutrients as it breaks down and create more than just like blank nutrient free soil, but have a little bit of nutrients in it. As you can see, it didn't kill the elephant ears even all the way at the tops here, but, or I should say all the way to, down to the ground. But we got some good material there. We got some more in the other area. All right, so we got about 15 or so pounds. Nice little bunch of elephant ears. Let's gather some of this, and there's still a little bit of green. It's probably a mixture of carbons and greens. Well, there is our first little batch on top, and there's another 2 little handfuls or bushels or whatever. So, and that last load on the fence is probably 80% carbon. It's probably 60% on the ground. So I think we waited about a week too late to maximize how much green material we had, but it's something. Put some on raised bed 1 too. These little dips and holes here. Fill it in a little bit. As you can see, there is some green. So when are we going to plant this guy out with something? I definitely want to do this earlier than the last one. But, ants can attack it. That seems to be a common theme when it's not aged enough. We were waiting last season for some of the ants to move. I mean, not all of them moved. Some of them came back. But as you know, you have to have something there, dense, moist, something to plant the roots in. So just like in that one, we'll probably have to use compost or dirt, something to act as like that little area for the roots to start, so that as it grows, hopefully all this stuff will break down around it and it'll create a moist soil. Being that this guy is so tall, I'm not sure how we're going to start, or can we even start early? Yeah, well, I guess we could put some sweet potato starts as soon as it gets a little bit warmer in there. Maybe a few other things. But maybe we do need some breakdown in it to get, where we want when we do our main avocado tree or whatever here. In this specific case, being so high up is a hindrance. But maybe in areas where it's a little bit wetter, and areas maybe like where we have this big oak canopy here, where the roots are so far out of the ground that there's no way to plant, certain trees like under an oak canopy, citrus, because supposedly that protects, the under the canopy, it protects them from citrus greening. This big oak tree here, we got a nice canopy, probably a 40-foot canopy on our side of the fence over here. So, again, it's super wet here. There's standing water there. And the roots, ain't no way you can dig right there. So we'd have to probably build it up 10 inches, foot and a half, I don't know. So we would intentionally have to make a higher mound here. In our last raised bed video, we looked out here at the most wettest part of our property. And, with the big oak canopy there, big oak tree here, and medium, small oak trees all over the place here. One of the nurserymen I talked to said his old property used to be pretty wet. It may not have been as wet as this, because this floods probably 6 months out of the year. So even though they might be happy with some flooding or, fairly wet property, getting them through the first year or 2 is probably important. So making a raised bed, having that mycorrhizal bed where it kind of protects the plant from root rot, again, for that first year or 2, hopefully it'll give it a boost and a start. And it might be like you can set it and forget it. You know, if it gets through that first year or two, just fertilize it when you need to, and hopefully that's that. But again, on my last video, I talked about citrus, I've talked about avocados, and I talked about putting maybe a chestnut tree here. I also said within the next video or two, I should start working on a new bed. So I don't know if this video is going to be done today, or if it's going to be a 2 or 3 day video, or what. Hey, let's just find a place and start working on it. Check it out. We got some material right here. Look at there. Laid down our first log. Goes to a canopy, but even if it's not super close, I'm looking here on the ground and I'm seeing oak leaves everywhere, mixed in with maybe some maple, sweet gums, or whatever. That's probably camphor. Here we go. Oak leaves. So anywhere is a good spot here. So yeah, there we go. We already got a good start there. Basically what's left to do is to come back later, kind of shape it a little bit, put smaller and smaller carbon materials, you know, leaves, whatever, if there's any hay, guinea pig shavings, and then start adding nutrients to help break down. But guess what? This stuff is probably between 25 and 95% composted already. This is spongy, wet. Check this out. This is basically soil itself, you know, very close to it. Look at that. So this guy will be ready to plant out in no time, as long as I have time to come out here and shape it and get it going. And the question was whether or not we should do a big bed or just individual small beds. I think we should do small beds, and then if they connect in the coming seasons or years, you know, expand them, that would be great. But if not, then we'll just have small beds, you know, where individual large trees are planted, but, you know, also possibly, you know, sweet potatoes, longevity spinach, Suriname spinach, yada yada, maybe taro. This right here was an old banana bed that failed on us, you know, where all the bananas eventually died. So there's still some framing there. It's probably half rotten. But we can take that frame and just do the same thing here. Bananas, I don't know. Maybe something else. Maybe asparagus. The timing on when we plant stuff is not just, is the bed ready? You know, do we have the material? Do we have the money to go purchase it? Is it available locally? You know, like avocado plants or chestnut trees. All right, guys, I think that's it for this video. We're moving forward. That's all we can do. Take care.